Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the first Argent Airways podcast. Joining me today is Ella. Say hi, Ella.
Hello, I'm Ella Lightress. I go by a little elf in game, and many other characters that you'll also know me by.
We have Vivian.
Hello, everybody. I'm Vivian Skybreaker, or at least my character is. In TK Studios, they call me Granny Viv, and you will probably find out why sometime later in this podcast. Vivian is a friendly Forsaken, always willing to make new friends. She has a petting zoo, come and visit sometime, and she is a medic.
Okay, we have Zuyagu.
Hello, I am Ziyagu, or that's my character's name. A friendly forest troll that's rather silly, funny, still funny his way around in the world. I also go by many other characters, but that's the one you would see me on the most.
And finally, we have Zakra.
Hello, I'm Zakra. You most likely know me from the Iron Wolf clan, playing my three characters, Zakra, Aladra, and Hikasa. I have many other characters, but those are my most well-known.
And very good characters too.
Of course, we have Grashka.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am Red Cleaver, otherwise known as Grashka Red Cleaver, chieftain of the Iron Wolf clan.
Woo!
Yay! Yay!
We love beef.
And with the intros out the way, we can now move on to the first section of our podcast, and that is RP discussions. The first topic being today RP hubs. Ella, what have you got for us?
Yes, so this topic is going to be like an overview of notable RP hubs. So a lot of people, when they start off in RP, don't know where to look or don't know where to go to find RP. So this is what we want to talk about here is just like different places you can find people, the different kinds of roleplay that are in these places, and just how busy they can be at points. For example, Stormwind is a lag fest at the moment, so that's that.
It has something to do with the current festivities. Do you think
Yes.
it will clear itself up soon?
Hopefully it will
Hopefully.
be, yeah. I believe right now it's the Halloween event going around the major cities, and also you got these massive orange clouds of God knows what dotted around the city, which is a bit annoying.
Those, don't we?
Oh yes,
Now,
we love
Stormwind
those.
is a very, very bubbly community that's always busy in Stormwind. Where do all these role players go now that Stormwind itself is a lag fest? Are they in Lakeshire?
There's quite a few other places. Alliance is
Berkshire,
being
maybe?
the Alliance being the more popular side in Argent Dawn.
Currently.
So there's quite a lot of hubs for them. For example, Borealis is quite a popular one at the moment. Duskwood is always busy, even at midnight, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Duskwood does seem to be quite a popular place, and quite rightly so. It's quite an atmospheric place. It's very
I
creepy.
always get Duskwood and Darkshire mixed up for some reason.
Well.
Probably because Lakeshire is just around the corner.
I was about to say, Lakeshire in Redridge is a popular place as well. There's several people that go there. There
is a lot going on in Duskwood. They have markets now too on Tuesdays. Yeah, but that's more on that on the event calendar later.
Nice. In terms of Horde RP hubs, obviously there's usually Orgrimmar. Where else do you reckon that there is? I think there's Ratchet as well, isn't there? And of course there's Mulgore. There's where's that?
I wish we had some more Horde role players, actually. It would be nice if we could breathe some life back into the hubs like Orgrimmar.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because they've become really quiet as well.
Too.
Razor Hill and I believe the Crossroads in the Barrens, both areas were once quite popular places to roleplay. I'm not quite sure why that isn't nowadays, mind you, but the Crossroads in particular, the Northern Barrens, is a really nice zone. And I believe, what was the event that used to be in the Crossroads? It used to happen weekly.
Yes, the Horde social gathering,
yes.
I believe.
The Horde social gathering, yeah.
It appears to be traveling around a bit, am I right?
Yeah, for some weird and wonderful reason, but I'm sure they have their reasons for doing it. I can't say I blame the people, of course, for wanting to see other places.
Yeah, it's nice to
RP
have a
that.
different view now and then.
Yeah. Only thing is,
Yeah,
with RP
but-
hubs, they need to be accessible, right, Ella?
Yeah, the Horde market has moved around quite a few times recently, especially it's traveled a lot to Zordazar in the Zokalo, the market area in Zordazar, as well as it's gone to Razor Hill a few times now, and sometimes back into Orgrimmar as well.
Yeah.
We have a lot of neutral hubs as well, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So if you can't find any RP on your Horde character, you can always go to places like Hallowfall, for example. There's a small hub in Donnell's Kindness. They work on invitation. They have a server, actually. Would it be okay if I post a link to that in the comments below?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. They have this in-game community, and if you're looking for RP there, you just join the in-game community and you type 123 in the chat, and if there is an RP hub up, they will invite you straight away.
There are also Discord servers, I believe, that will help you find RP, your community servers, like RP Announce, Argent Dawn, EU Roleplay, I want to say.
Yes.
I believe that's the right one. Yeah.
Yes, there's also Horde Argent Dawn roleplay community.
That's the one. And there's various communities, I believe, as well.
If you need to be in a community if you want to RP in the new zones, because it's all sharded. So there is the AD Castlegar server and the Violet Vanguard server.
I believe also that there's quite a bit of RP going on in Hallowfall. More specifically, Meladar, I think it's called.
Yes, that is the Violet Vanguard that is over there, and the AD Castlegar server.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I've got the links and everything. So
that makes sense then. So the links for these communities then will be in our Discord server. There will also be on the description below the video when this goes live.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I think that would be helpful.
Sorry, Ella, spoke over you.
I was going to say we should move on to like more specifically, what kind of RP can you find in these hubs? Because they're all very, very different.
True.
Like Stormwinds is a lot more walking around and you can chat with lots of people. It's very active, constantly moving. Orgrimmar, you're going to find certain small groups of people, more kind of localized.
Like warbands and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah. Sometimes brawling you'll find stuff like that. Duskwood is more for people with shady characters. So if you've got something you want to do, or you want to have a character who's a little bit darker and...
Well, not that everybody in Duskwood is a criminal or anything, but...
no.
Well,
there are the druids. Yeah.
Yeah, the Twilight Grove, right? There's the community of druids that live there.
There is a pretty active community in the Night Elven areas as well. How can I forget that big tree? What's its name? Help me out. Amirdrasil, yes. And also in Ashenvale. They also have this Night Elf server. Several, actually.
There's definitely
more information on that. It will also be in the description.
Yeah. So there's a great deal of resources for people to fund RP. So no matter what people say, RP certainly isn't dead.
Yeah. I mean, we're making a whole podcast dedicated to it, so I think we can agree.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The whole purpose of this podcast is to shed light on the RP scene and rejuvenate people's interest in it and bring new role players in.
I have to say, though, new role players have been streaming in lately, which has a lot to do with the remarkable life of Ibelin, the documentary on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen it yet, please see it. It is the story of a young man with Duchenne's who thought he didn't contribute much to the world, but oh goodness, did he contribute, especially to our world, the world of Warcraft. and it is highlighted in the documentary, and it is pulling people into our RP server. And we're right here to welcome them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, I spoke over you again. What were you saying?
It's all right.
Were you going to say something?
For people starting in roleplay, a lot of people may ask them about something called TRP.
Ah, yes.
Do you want to explain what that is?
The role-playing add-ons.
The add-on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vivian, would you like to explain this, or?
Sure.
Yeah.
TRP is definitely a must-have, including cross-RP. What is TRP? What is cross-RP? TRP allows you to make profiles for your characters so that everybody can see, within a first glance, what your character's name is and what their most important assets are. And cross-RP connects the TRPs between the two factions, which means you will be able to see the TRPs of the opposite faction. It also has a clever little button that tells you when your potion of tongues is about to run out. Oh, you're definitely going to want a potion of tongues. You can get them in Legion Dalaran. They will help you to understand the opposite faction.
Mm-hmm.
But they run out after an hour. And cross-RP will warn you when it's time to take a new one.
Very helpful potions to have. I have an entire bag's worth of them. So.
Oh, yes. You can never have enough
Absolutely.
potion of tongues.
Absolutely.
There are several other add-ons, of course, that can really help with RP.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you get really lost in a crowded space, there's chat spam. The chat wall is moving so quickly you can hardly keep up.
Oh, yes.
People mention your name, but you don't even notice because it's going too fast. Well, on those moments, you're going to need the add-on Listener. And Listener will give you a little window called the Snooper. And the Snooper is going to be your best friend. It's going to tell you exactly what the person you're talking to has said and when they said it.
Having used this add-on myself, I can say it's definitely worth getting.
It's an absolute lifesaver.
Absolute lifesaver, yeah. Especially if you're in large groups during an RP event. Because not only will it ping you every time your character is mentioned, you can also have another window up, not just Snooper. I believe it's another separate window that you can filter certain messages. Like you can highlight, for instance, what people say in party chat or what the DM says in raid warning. It just makes the whole thing so much easier to keep track of.
Yes, Listener does give you an extra chat window that you can use for all of these things that Grasscat just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are a new Listener user and it's all a bit overwhelming for you, feel free to switch that off and just to start with the Snooper. And then when you feel like you got the hang of the add-on, you can open the chat window again.
Yeah. Granny Vivian speaks sense here.
People
Granny Viv, speaking truth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People interested in more a musical sense of RP, there is an add-on as well called Musician. A lot of people use this during events and stuff like that to play their own music, and you can just get it to listen to the music, or you can get it to learn how to play the music to other people. You can create your own songs with it, or you can import ones from that people have already made.
Yes, you can import and play MIDI files, or you can play live on your keyboard. Or if you have a MIDI keyboard, you can attach it. You can play on that. If you're walking around somewhere and somebody is barding at you and you're like, oh goodness, not now, please. Then you can just go to the minimap. There's a little button with a harp on it and right-click it. And that will mute your musician.
Can we think of any? Speaking of TLP, just wanted to give a shout out to another extension of that particular add-on, TLP Extended. Now, for those people who are veterans of RP, might remember the add-on Griffin Heart items.
I remember that.
Yeah, golden oldie.
Golden oldie, yeah. But TRP Extended is exactly like Griffin Heart items, but I would argue it is simpler to make things with it. You certainly got a longer list of things available, like playing sound effects, running macros with it. It's just a fun and, I dare say, addictive thing to use once you've learned how to do it. So it's definitely worth considering.
A friend made a buzz box for Vivian using
Yeah,
that
exactly,
add-on, in which she has 15 pre-recorded voice commands.
Ooh.
And all I need to do is click on a button, and Vivian suddenly emotes, "Would you like an egg?"
That's good.
And other important lines such as that.
So it's essentially a Vivian voice box.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was all created in TRP Extended.
Nice. The clan, the Iron Wolf clan, also has our insignias, which were made from the TRP Extended.
Mhm.
Took a while to get it done, mind you, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah,
Zach will last because
probably
he knows what I'm on about.
too
So,
complicated for me, but they're so much fun to use. I see, though.
oh, so much! They are so much fun here. I've also made profession items like a forge or a cauldron, where you put ingredients in and it produces a potion or a weapon or whatever. And then, of course, then there was the mortar, if you recall that. The mortar that blew up half of Felwood.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
are also, of course, add-on that can help you with your spelling. It's called Misspelled.
Ah, yes. Very good one.
And there are add-ons that help you to write longer paragraphs for emotes.
Unlimited chat message of him, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I have that one.
What is mine called? Mine is called Emote Splitter.
Oh, that as well,
That
yes.
is the one I use.
Oh, yeah. Is that one any good, Sue? Or
Well, I certainly believe it's the one I use. It's one of the available add-ons for your splitting of emotes that allow you to not have to worry about a limit to what you're typing, whether that's a message in the say channel, the emote channel, or some other channel. What it does is you write the entirety of what you want, and then you enter it. And then if there's more that it couldn't send, it will show a little symbol at the end. And you can then enter again, and it will send the rest of the message that you wrote.
okay, so you'll say it's a very useful thing to have.
Absolutely.
Very good then. Ella, can you think of anything?
Yes, I was going to just about to move on now. So let's say the people listening have gotten all these add-ons. They've gone to the hubs and stuff. What kind of different kind of RP are they going to expect there? So like, there's casual. You got events such as combat events, or like
There's
marketplaces. Yeah.
Okay, so the umbrella terms, if you will be combat, which could be going off and fighting an enemy or hunting, whatever. There's social RP events, like campfire gatherings, fireside gathering.
Yeah.
Shameless plug there. Where people just come along and just RP. The social ones, like the gathering, like the whole weekly gathering that used to be a thing. Those are the kind of events I'd recommend newer players to go to, because you get more of a feel for what's going on, if that makes sense. You're not obligated to get involved in combat or anything too complex or complicated, or whatever the word you want to use for it. You literally just turn up with your character, say hi to a couple of people, and just do your thing.
It's a good way to introduce your character to the world as well.
It is, yeah. It's much
feel
easier.
like one of the only ways to find combat or battle-related RP is to become part of a server that hosts those kind of things, or to enter a guild.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is very difficult to just walk around Stormwind and suddenly find a combat event. Unless, of course, you're in a shady alley.
Or in Duskwood.
Yes. Stormwind, you
And
won't
you
find
s-
it as much,
and you
but walking around
suddenly hear
Duskwood,
gunshot.
yeah,
You suddenly hear someone yell,
Yell,
gunshot.
gunshot.
Yeah. Gunshot!
you won't hear it as much around Stormwind, but walking through Duskwood, there's a likely chance someone's going to try stab you, or some monster's going to come along and try eat you, and there's not
Yep.
much you can do about it.
Every time I go through that pathway through Duskwood, I always have Michael Jackson's Thriller in the back of my head playing. I don't know about you guys, but it's just, yeah, it's just one of those zones. And you do see random combat events every now and again in one of the farmsteads dotted around the place.
I can see, loads of different events sometimes. Sometimes
of
you'll see
different
people traveling together, a group passing through, or
Yeah,
just some people sitting around a campfire.
exactly. Yeah, you don't have to get involved with anything too grandiose straight away. All you need to do really is just turn up to one of these social events, and as you said, introduce yourself or don't. It is entirely up to you, and just be your character.
Yeah, just play your character and be happy with what you've made and come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a little shy and you just want to make friends,
Mhm.
one thing I've been doing for years, and it got me many of my friends, is I just look for people who are too anxious to join a group, and they just sit to the side and stare at nothing. I just go and sit next to them for as long as it takes for them to loosen up, and then the most amazing conversations come out of that. So
Yeah.
if you see somebody sitting on their own, give them a chance, pull them in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the aforementioned TRP add-on, there's a handy little feature that you on the map where you can scan a zone and see where people are role playing.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
helpful.
it's
Yes.
the button at the bottom left.
Yes, that's that's a very helpful feature to have. That so shout out to the devs for adding that. Incredibly helpful. What?
Yes.
I would love, as a guest for our show, to sometime have somebody who makes these add-ons.
Oh,
So we
absolutely.
can ask them
Oh, that would be
everything.
incredible.
That would be
That would be
fantastic.
great.
Yeah.
I have run into Lenwe once or twice. He makes quite a few of these add-ons.
Who is this person again? Sorry.
Lenwe. He's I don't know if I pronounce his name right. Maybe it's a double L, so it could be Glenwe.
Okay, fair enough.
He is responsible for Musician, for example, and
is he?
I believe several other add-ons as well. Maybe even Cross RP. I'm not entirely sure, but that's one of the things maybe we could ask them.
Oh, fantastic! Well, if anyone knows any of these add-on developers, please send them our way.
Or if
We would
any
love
of
to
them
chat
see
with them.
this, link to the Discord should be in the description. Right, Gresh?
Absolutely will.
Yeah.
I
So come
definitely
along
will
and join
remember.
if you hear it.
And in a pinned comment, yes.
I will definitely try and remember these things. Yes.
Fine, just watch it back. You'll remember.
Yeah. All right. So we've covered RP hubs, we've covered RP add-ons, and types of events.
I would like to bring attention to two more add-ons, just really quickly.
Okay, sure.
Because there's two that I've really enjoyed using recently and in the past. One is specifically Dice Master.
Ah.
A while back, I was part of a guild that used a lot of Dice Master, and it really allowed us to custom create abilities to fit into a completely unique combat system, where each individual had their own skills and strengths.
Yes.
And it can be used for so many different ways. It is quite complicated, so I recommend that later down the line.
Yeah.
if you're just starting out.
I was about to say, because that particular add-on, whilst very good for what it is also quite complicated because they've added so much to it.
Yeah.
You know, they've added an option for shops, I think it was. Vendors.
Yeah.
But
they added the vendors. It's very confusing to me. I'm not a very smart person, but I still enjoyed it when the people that I knew taught it to me, and I had a great time with it. Another one.
Yeah, for the combat features, though, as you said, the ability to have your own profile and abilities is very good. There's no question about that. Yeah.
Great fun. Another one that it's kind of a type of add-on rather than an individual one, but the one I use is languages.
Yes.
The add-ons that allow your characters to speak the languages outside of the race you pick.
Mm-hmm.
So it can allow your
tongues.
There is tongues. I believe it's become just a bit outdated.
Yeah, for some reason, tongues isn't working for quite a while now. But languages seems to be the one to go for at the moment because, as you said, Zach,
they are some really nice add-ons to make your character, if you wish them to be a polyglot or speak several languages that you think they should know. It's great fun to talk to other people in their own languages and such.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all great fun.
It is.
For example, a forest troll that has a history with elves could learn Thalassian and be able to speak that language and surprise elves with it.
Would other people also be able to see what you have typed, but just with Thalassian written in front of it? Or is it actually coded in a way that only the elves can understand?
So, at the latest Koshag, I was playing on my Magha mage, and I was having a conversation with a lot of blood elves in Thalassian.
Oh, that's one of my odds.
Yes. And we were having a conversation about magic in Thalassian, and they were quite surprised that my character knew the language. I believe most of the time it does require for the other people to have the add-on.
With that particular language, yes.
Yes. But there's many obscure languages, and there's even options to have certain languages show up in runes, so you really can't understand it. It's completely alien to you as well. So you can block off languages from you as well that you do not know.
Yeah, there's definitely a few very unusual languages. There's the languages of furbolgs on this one as well, which is quite interesting.
I love that one.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
It is very fun. It's a very fun add-on to use.
Like hearing the Volpera languages is yip, yap, yap, yip, 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 yip,
Or the Pandaran om nom nom.
Yep. I love hearing those languages just about.
Sorry, corny joke. Oh, yeah. So, we've covered RP hubs. We have covered RP add-ons and the types of events people can attend. I believe it's now time to move on to our second section of the podcast, and that is event announcements. Vivian, take it away.
Oh boy. I'm going to need a sip of water for this one.
Oh, brace yourself, guys. Brace yourselves.
Bunch of events for you. So, cracking my knuckles, get ready, here we go. I have made a list of the events for the coming week. It is possible I may have overlooked or forgotten a few of them, so please keep an eye on sources like the forums, or the Argent EU roleplay server, or the argentarchives.org for the latest news and the latest events. But these are the ones I could find so far. Let's see. I'm going to start with tomorrow. We have recorded this on Friday, the 1st of November. So I'm going to start on Saturday the 2nd. The Tasty Games Tavern will be open. It is hosted by Plushy Man Jack Silver in the World's End Tavern in Shatrat City. There will be drinks, foods, games, of course, and the game menu changes every time. So who knows? There is a possibility of Cards Against Azeroth. Add-on because there will be live music. Just a great social event. Have fun out there. Also, let's see. I believe this is also on Saturday. Yes, it's called Grim and Grey, A Dove Hallows End, hosted by Ella Fraser. It is an event on Ravenhill in Duskwood, but Sealy, it's the Scarlet Enclave Tavern in Eastern Plaguelands. It starts at 8 p.m. Realm time, and so does the Tasty Games Tavern, by the way. I believe I forgot to mention that. 8 p.m. Realm time. The Grim and Grey thingy is Alliance only, though. The theme is grim and grey, and so is the dress code. Shades of grey. There will be an amazing show by some of Vivian's favorite bands, like the Serenite Valkyrs and the Fellfire Sisters. But unfortunately, Viv can't come because it's Alliance. Keep in mind you need a musician add-on to hear these bands, so if you're going to that party, get that add-on sorted out. There is also a bar tomorrow, the Gallows at Bismo's Brawl Pub in Stormwind. It opens at 7 p.m. onwards. Sunday, Remembrance Day, hosted by the Gilneas Denizens Adu. I am not sure how to pronounce that. I am so sorry. You will find the link to the event on argentarchives.org, and you can also find out who they are there, because there's a lot of them. It is hosted in Adderix Repose Gilneas, 8 p.m. Realm time. It is Alliance only, of course, because it's in Gilneas. It says here, in the spirit of the Day of the Dead, the spirit of the Day of the Dead, see what I did there? This pack of wolves has initiated a solemn event where the participants can join them on a torch-lit walk up to Adric's tomb to lay down flowers and other items of remembrance at Liam Greymane's grave and remember all that have passed. If you have any lanterns, bring them with you. And here's a tip from me. You can buy some candles in Merildar, which you can put on the floor. You can also get some of the Hallows End candles, the Day of the Dead candles. But the Merildar ones last a lot longer. After the service, there will be social RP with a drink or two provided by the Rose Inn. We also have the Orgrimmar Market Night on Sunday, hosted by Rakamo. On the first Sunday of every month, unless there's a big event on that date, and then it might shift a little. It is located in the Dragon Orgrimmar, 8 p.m. Realm time, Horde only. Don't try to enter Orgrimmar on an Alliance character. If you want to join the market as a vendor, you're strongly encouraged to join the Horde Discord. Link in the original post on argentarchives.org. Monday, the 4th of November, 8 p.m. Realm time, there is the Gilneas Market, also hosted by the Gilneas Denizens Adu. You can contact Charmy, Lalisi, or Tisfi, as they are all the same person, if you have any questions. Details are in the AA post, Argent Archives, not Alcoholics Anonymous. A lot of the shops and stores. There's musician Jenny Smith, which you will need the add-on musician for. So, we have a Horde market, and we have an Alliance one. Is there also a neutral one? Yes, of course there is. On Tuesday, of course, there is the Dalaran market. And I hear you thinking, but Granny Viv, didn't Dalaran crash from the sky? Yes, it did. So they have been traveling around a lot. And currently the surviving salesmen of Dalaran have found their nook in Pandaria in Dawn's Blossom. And that is where they will be on Tuesday. In the Jade Forest, there will be music stalls, drinks, and social RP in general. If you have any questions or if you want to pop up with your own stall, give Zyretha a nudge. Wednesday, the 6th of November, the Solstice Bazaar will be pitching up in Booty Bay. They are, in their own words, a traveling shop of the Meridian Edict. And if you need anything for your expedition, go there. they are also open to more staff. You will find them in Booty Bay on Wednesday. Let's see, am I almost there yet? Yes, I am. Thursday, the 7th, the Gilnean hunting grounds. The Gilneas denizens at you are very active indeed. Several of them are hosting this event, which, as the name suggests, will be 2 teams holding a hunting competition, but there's also a festival where people can look at hunt-related wares, and the Rose Inn will see to the catering service. Last but not least, the Poetry Appreciation Society. On Friday. It is in Dawn's Blossom this time, hosted by Bertel and Reinico. Come on over, recite your poetry. I couldn't find a theme for this one in the description. There are usually themes, but I think you can just go all out on this one. The add-on tips, musician, listener in case you get lost in the chat spam, or if you want to read back somebody's poem without it rapidly disappearing from your general chat window. And of course storyteller, in which you can copy-paste your own poem and recite it line by the click of a button. The poetry nights always end with a bang, as they love their fireworks, and that is how I'm going to end this list as well. Bang! Mic drop.
And
Wow, that was definitely
Very
worth
nice.
waiting for, Vivian. That's really well done.
I need air.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, yeah. As
you
always.
don't breathe, Vivian.
Right, now you guys get to talk for a while.
Yeah. In all seriousness, that was very well done, Vivian. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. If anyone has any events or if they have a guild that they want advertised, they are more than welcome to join us on our Discord, where they will find a means to contact us and let us know.
Yeah, also if you have any interesting topics or questions or whatever, anything you feel that might benefit this podcast, get involved.
Absolutely.
Come and find
Yeah.
us.
This is a community-driven podcast where we want to get all the excuse me, we want to get the community involved in it. Excuse me, my throat today. So, if nothing else needs to be said about events, shall we move on to our third and final section of the podcast, and that is RP Funny Moments. Now, with this section, Ella, do you want to describe it?
I can do it. So this is the just different funny moments, funny situations that happen within roleplay. Like this can be both in character or out of character moments that are just so good that can make a laughing call or just make you laugh in game even.
This is to encourage people to get involved in RP. And I also have a story that I promised to tell you guys that happened to us the last time we were role playing in Orgrimmar. This happened in the Valley of Wisdom. One character that my clan knows quite well. Knows quite well. Her name is Hathaway, a blood totem Thorin, who was helping us by performing one of her many rituals, and during which I couldn't help but notice someone logging in behind her. It was a completely random character, mind you, but his name was Poro Warrior. He logged in, then logged out again, and then a couple of seconds later, Poro Lock joined in, logged out again, and then another minute later, Poro Priest logs in completely out of nowhere. Yeah, logs out again. Say this is all happening in the same location where the clan was at the time. Poro Priest logs out again. A second later, Poro Pala.
Oh wait, it's not over yet.
Oh, it's not over yet. Oh no. Pala logs out. Pala Shamey logs in, and the guy must have gone through the entire class roster with Poro at the beginning of the name. It was absolutely hilarious. The people that were with me at the time, RPing, were absolutely in stitches because this was happening
What were they
during.
doing?
Yeah, exactly. This was happening during Hathaway's ritual. It was almost like it was scripted. It was like Hathaway was summoning these people. It was just funny. And the moment Hathaway stopped her ritual, these random poros just stopped logging on. You could not have timed it any better. Oh god, it was so funny.
Well, if you know this person or if you are this person, please let us know what happened.
What were you doing, Poro?
Were you indeed summoned?
Were you being called from the great beyond by Hathaway? Which, honestly, being a character who deals with spirits quite often, wouldn't put it past her. Just saying. But it's just moments like these that I absolutely love in RP because these are the memories that you will remember the most. Hence why it's now a feature on our podcast.
Yeah, and we're curious about your funny stories as well. So if you want to share anything or if you want to pop into the podcast to tell us yourself, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like as I said before, we're a community-driven podcast. Basically, so if you want to
Which
come and
means we
join
are
in, you're more than
driven by
welcome
the
to.
community.
Absolutely, yeah, as you said.
Whoa.
Yeah. Can you guys think of any funny moments yourselves?
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
You see, Vivian has a petting zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And you might think a petting zoo is nice, peaceful, calm. Heck, it's even called the Peaceful Paddock. The Peaceful Paddock Petting Zoo. What can possibly go wrong? Well, anyone who visits the Peaceful Paddock Petting Zoo and everyone who wants to help Vivian over there has to occasionally roll the danger roll meter. And the higher you roll, the more danger you are in. And as such, Kari and someone else I forgot who it was, I'm sorry. They were patching up the roof, in fact, and they rolled so badly that they ended up falling through the roof on top of somebody else. And they decided in the end to just invest in some builders who knew what they were doing instead. And take my friend Karan Daras. He once was trying to get eggies with Nathan, and he got traumatized by Dick the Rooster. Yes, the rooster's name is Dick for a reason. And he was chasing him, and he was already scared of chickens. Oh goodness, this did not help. And Nathan had to save the day by slapping a bucket on top of Dick the Rooster. Don't worry, the rooster's fine, ready to maim a new visitor another day. There was, of course, Chibaba the Goblin. She got plucked up by a giant bird and plopped into a nest at the top of a nearby hill to serve as food for her babies. She needed a rescue. The entire well fell over once. Somebody got bit by a snake. Someone got spat on by the alpaca. Well, what do you expect with a name like Little Spit? Whoever said the Peaceful Paddock Petting Zoo is a safe place has clearly never been there. And as I work in petting zoos in real life as well, I can confirm that petting zoos can be very dangerous indeed. There is even a graveyard in Vivian's petting zoo because once during the expansion, which will not be mentioned, a necromancer decided to zombify Viv's pigeons and chickens, and a horrible battle ensued. And now the graveyard is littered with tiny graves.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. That concludes my Peaceful Paddock Petting Zoo stories.
So Peaceful Paddock.
Visit sometime.
Peaceful Paddock Petting Zoo. And it sounds like it's a health and safety risk more than anything else.
Sounds like my kind of petting zoo.
Sakura, have you got any funny stories that come to mind?
Oh man.
It's quiet. I can hear crickets chirp.
Uh-oh.
This is where you come in, listener.
Yes.
So, the
Okay.
other day,
Oh, yeah.
I hosted an event,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
yes.
a non-combat event in which members of the Iron Wolf clan went into the Cleft of Shadow to investigate rumors regarding assassins that had been currently tracking them.
Oh, yes.
I put a lot of shady folk in there, obviously, but my favorite NPCs in this one were the ones that I made that were specifically supposed to be silly. The first funny interaction we had was when Ella walked up to a poison merchant store and saw a dancing troll outside of it.
Yep.
And upon investigating this troll, realized that she had indeed consumed some poison. But being a troll, she was not poisoned. She was in fact very, very intoxicated and was dancing and taking their clothes off, to which Ella decided, I'm going to dance with them.
Oh no.
Yes.
There was a reason. I had to get a sample.
I danced next to the naked high troll to get a sample of the poison from the troll's sweat.
Was there
Yep.
a mailbox nearby to dance on?
Unfortunately, no,
Sadly, it wasn't
it's
for
too far
gold.
away.
You
And,
also, yep.
while I was DMing this event, a random RP happened to come along,
No.
and I was really focused. I was typing out paragraphs after paragraphs of stuff, and I was really focused. And I look up at my screen, and this random troll had seen me while I was in stealth, and just came over and said, "I see spooky people."
Oh,
And
my.
I just burst out laughing. I almost pressed enter, and sent the paragraph early. It was a mess, but it was really fun.
I remember that. That was so funny. Oh,
They tried to apologize to Crashka for distracting me,
no, not.
but it was really fun. Thank you, random troll.
Oh, that random troll was Unja. I think her name was
Ninja.
Unja.
so, yeah.
Yeah, she said to me that she was new to role playing, but the fact that she was so in character and did something
Yeah.
that a troll would absolutely do.
Great.
Oh, it was just mwah, chef's kiss moment. It was just
Thank you, Unja.
amazing.
If you see this, you really got rid of my nerves during that event.
I even told her afterwards that Zakra sends her thanks for the laughs and everything else, and she seemed very grateful about that. I hope to see that person again because
Me too.
she seemed like a very fun character. Oh dear. Speaking of fun characters, though, I can definitely think of a couple of instances where our beloved peon Barg
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
got himself into
love
trouble
Barg.
with.
We need some Borg wisdom.
We need a Barb story, and this was, well, it had to be the funniest moment in the entire 7 years that I've done the Iron Wolf Clan. This has to be the funniest moment because Barg was he was a former peon, but he wanted to be more than a peon. So he set out to do his Omragor, and for those who don't know, the Omragor is the orcs' rite of adulthood, by which they had to go out with no armor and with a chosen weapon to go and hunt something. Now, I can't remember exactly why or how, but Barg somehow manages to find himself in the middle of a harpy nest. Yes, and we were trying to obviously get to Barg, but there was a lot of harpies in the way, and so one of the goblins in the clan decided to try and distract the harpies by yelling out "Ree." To get back to that,
Re.
yeah, exactly, and to get back to at that person for yelling "re," I then emoted that "re" was the harpy mating call, and of course, an entire group of harpies came flocking over. It was just an utter chaos that then ensued. It was, as I said before, it has to be the funniest moment I think I've ever done in RP, and one I'll always remember.
Did Barg eventually manage to do his Umrico
He did.
without dying?
He did. Yes, he's now known as Barg Warmwolf. He is a warrior of the clan now. And he's even. Last I saw him, he was making his own shields because in the walls, to be a clansman, you obviously had to be attending at least 4 events to prove your worth. And then after that, we have various branches of the clan: warrior, seer, and scout. And in those branches, we have divisions. Now, Barg being a warrior, he was asked to make a shield as part of joining his new division within the warriors, if that makes sense. And I always remember him standing by the forge, completely focused, absolutely focused. And our Farseer goes over to him and goes, "Barg, what are you doing?" And he goes, "Quiet, woman, me work." God, I don't know why, but that just made me laugh so much. Knowing how chaotic and just happy and confused Barg is most of the time, he was just so deadly serious, you know.
Yes, we need some words of wisdom from Barg to close up. That we'll come up with that next time.
Yes.
Give Barg a poke.
Let's hope so. Yeah. Now, and unless anyone has any other funny stories they want to share before we end. Any
Nothing
other
from
funny
me.
stuff?
That's
No.
it.
I can't think of any for this week. Maybe next week I might have one.
Good. As we said before, if you would like to contribute to our podcast by submitting a discussion topic or a funny story, guild, event, whichever, the link to our Discord server will be in the description, along with other details of various things that we mentioned before.
Yes.
All I can say now is thank you very much for listening to this. We hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Yes. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.